Phishing for lawyers. After demanding $90,000 on behalf of a supplier of silicone for electronics, I got a cashier's check for all of it. My client wants me to wire its recovery from my trust account to its Canadian bank. Any need to wait? This deal smells fishy. We as lawyers are prime targets of email scams. Scams designed to tap into our trust accounts. And here's how it generally works. You get an email from a foreign company seeking assistance in collecting payment from an American firm. Often this email is addressed to an unspecified attorney and lacks any indication of how the sender actually found you. The email requests a retainer agreement, which the client signs and returns right away. A short time later, the client informs the lawyer that the debtor has agreed to make a payment to avoid legal action and will be sending a check directly to you. Acknowledging your 1/3 contingency fee, the client requests that the remainder be wired immediately to a foreign account. You get what looks like a valid cashier's check, deposit the funds into your trust account, and after dispersing these proceeds, this fraudulent check is returned unpaid to your bank. Your happy client has disappeared with the wired funds, and you have probably overdrawn your trust account. Oh, and to add insult to injury, the bank will report any overdraft to bar counsel. This scam will not work if you manage your trust account properly, waiting for all funds to actually clear before drawing on them. The bank will let you draw on an available balance of money that has yet to be collected, but the rules of ethics don't. If lawyers didn't fall for these tricks, the spammers would stop phishing. Rather than take the bait, you must read all emails with a critical eye. Let's take a look at the emails that we actually received. On April 1st, we get an email from Kim Jong-oi of Silicone Seoul. Dear Attorney, we're a Korean firm that supplies metallurgical-grade silicone used in the production of electronics and photovoltaic cells around the world. And apparently they supplied Atlantic Sunergy with some silicone, and they are owed $90,000. So they want you to help collect. So what you do on April 1st is you send a retainer agreement or signature by Silicone Seoul. Only a couple of days later, on April 3rd, 2020, at 3:21 p.m., you get an email. Great news! Atlantic Sunergy has received your email and has agreed to pay the full $90,000. So you take your 1/3 fee, deposit the cashier's check that you're going to get, and wire the remaining $60,000 to us at the Royal Bank of Canada. And they have wiring instructions attached to the email. Like clockwork, you get a check for $90,000. It took very little work on your part, but you've earned that $30,000 fee. So you deposit the $90,000 into your trust account. And before the funds have even cleared, you oblige the client by wiring $60,000 to that Canadian bank account. The only problem is, it's a bogus check. So what you've done is wired $60,000 of someone else's money, or even overdrawn your account by $60,000, and suddenly you've got a problem. You have misappropriated trust funds. You have failed to properly manage your trust account. And you're out $60,000. You've been caught in a phishing scam. Rather than take the bait, you must read all emails with a critical eye. If you read carefully, you saw the following clues. While silicone is often used for breast implants, you wouldn't put this synthetic polymer into electronics or solar panels. Electronic chips are made from silicon. It may seem like a small detail, but a legitimate silicon supplier wouldn't get the spelling wrong in its own company name. And while Korea does manufacture the polymer, it imports silicon from Japan and elsewhere. A little bit of Googling will tell you all you need to know to spot the scam. Kim Jong-oi sent his emails on Wednesday, April 1st at 2:08 p.m. and on Friday, April 3rd at 3:21 p.m. Eastern Time. Why is this Korean business executive sending emails at 3:08 a.m. and at 4:21 a.m. Korean time? If Mr. Oi's company really is from Korea, why has he instructed you to wire funds to a Canadian bank? How often do you get great cases through unsolicited emails sent to undisclosed recipients? And why, of all the lawyers receiving this solicitation, did the client pick you? How often have you collected $90,000 immediately after sending an email demanding payment? If it's too good to be true, it probably is a scam. Even if you miss these telltale signs, this scam won't work if you're properly managing your IALTA account. Rather than wait for checks to clear, many banks will let you draw on an available balance, which includes the deposit of checks that have yet to clear. But when it comes to trust accounts, you can only disperse funds that have actually been collected by the bank. So no matter how desperate this client may be to get its money, you would have caught the scam just in time if you had waited for the funds to clear. Lawyers who have been caught in these phishing scams have been disciplined for IALTA violations by overdrawing their accounts, by failing to safeguard client funds, and if they really did take IALTA funds as their contingency fee, for commingling and misappropriation. If you do it right, this scam cannot work on you. The spammers wouldn't be phishing for you if certain lawyers didn't take the bait, and they get more and more sophisticated all of the time. But you can stop them if you manage your account properly.